Hey everybody, we are back with Founders Friday and I am here with April Ancira. Cheers, girl.
Yay, cheers.
And we're all talking about you getting ready for your 100-mile run.
That's right. It's in February. Next February, I have plenty of time in Vegas. Only way I could sell my husband on it. I was like, listen, it's only 20 minutes from the strip, babe. If you get bored, you can run over there and then come right back.
I love that. Does he gamble?
He does, but I've convinced him to start playing the slot machines.
Oh, okay.
He used to be a roulette guy.
Nice.
But now in the slot machines, he's been coming home with substantial wins.
I love that.
When you think about the slot machine versus roulette, roulette is over in just a matter of minutes. A slot machine can entertain you for hours. Willy Wonka, the Oompa Loompas come out,
Girl,
Shark Week, boom. So at least you're entertained for your money.
I am horrible at slot machines. I press one button and then it goes up to like $100 and then I'm like, what's going on with it? And then I lose everything.
I see what happens. We've done that by accidents with you. It's a penny slot machine that you bet at like 20 times 20 and before you know
that's what I
you
do.
Accidentally bet a $25 spin.
So my husband's really good at slot machines as well. So yeah. I just do not.
You got to be careful. You got to be.
Yeah.
You have to be of some sort of sound mind to gamble on a slot machine.
I'm more of a blackjack girl, but as long as he's winning, then that's all that matters.
Right,
and you're going to be getting ready for all your running. I know we were just talking about how you hate stairs, but you could do long country all day long.
Yeah, so it's really quite wild how working out is very specific to the sport that you're in. I've done 13 Ironmans, which is swim, bike, run. It's 140.6 miles. And I recall one year I did an Ironman in Florida. And I even went up the stairs then. But then the next day, the next week, I did F45 just for fun, working out different muscles, and I couldn't walk for a week. So you just never know. Each exercise does not translate to a different sport. Yes. It's almost like I love tennis, but I can't play pickleball. Yes. But I am training for a 100-miler, but one flight of stairs, I'm exhausted.
Yes.
Exhausted. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what do you do to obviously eat the right way, have like your brain function to get ready for these? Because that's a lot. So is it just your hype?
So yeah, actually, what excites me about endurance sports is actually I can translate it into real life. Quite often in an Ironman, something would go wrong. And when something would go wrong, I'd be, okay, how are we going to creatively fix it for today? And sometimes when something went wrong, my outcome at the end actually went better than if I didn't have a problem at all. And so I usually translate that to my work life. So that's the mindset that keeps me going all the time. There is no problem that I can't overcome. So that's the part I really love. Preparation as far as food, Danielle, I'm going to be honest. I do this for fun, you know, so my nutrition, I only care about while I'm racing, maybe a little bit while I'm training. I make sure to get a lot of protein. I need a lot of carbs to go far, but I also eat junk too. I'm not trying to outright win the 100-miler or outright win an Ironman.
As far as supplements, what do you do for supplements?
So, you know what? I'm only doing glucosamine, chondroitin.
No multivitamin?
That's it. No. I'm hoping that, because I love salads, that maybe I'm getting my greens in a salad with spinach, carrots. I am blessed to actually like healthy foods. Yeah. But the thing is while I do eat healthy foods in order to get my vitamins, things that I need, I don't restrict myself from the unhealthy foods. Yeah. Right? Those come into my life. I had a donut this morning. So I did have a donut this morning.
I have to get my vitamin D. I have to get my multivitamin. If I don't, I could see a huge difference in even me getting sick.
And a lot of people do. And a lot of people do. And a lot of people who maybe they are short in their vegetables, or maybe they don't go outside as much as I do. I get plenty of vitamin D simply by going outside. I also love eggs. I love all the things that I love, fish, salmon. So maybe I don't need as much fish oil as the person next to me for my joints and whatnot. But if I was low on it, yeah, absolutely. A supplement comes into play. Yeah. So it really just depends on your body. And you know what? They even have tests to find out where you're low. Yeah. I'm very high in B12, but that's actually something a lot of people are low on. I have good magnesium, but that can affect your sleep if you're not good on magnesium. Yeah. So it's really to each his own on their supplementation, but testing for it is very helpful to know where you're falling short.
I love it that you do the labs.
I do.
I mean, it's a lot. Well, that's probably why you're so in line with your energy, because me, I try to go through all the labs and all the testing and everything. And I'm like now going into pre-menopause.
Right. We're all about there. We're all about there.
So maybe it's just in my head, but I try to eat
It's not in your
healthy.
head. It is not in your head.
Yeah.
It's a very real thing. I'm 45. I'm trying to do things mostly correct and still live my life without, when you're too stringent, life doesn't become fun anymore.
That's true.
Right.
Yes.
And I think there's something youthful in keeping you alive by still being fun in itself.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So even alcohol, they say, I know maybe now they're saying not even one glass is okay for your health, right?
Okay.
But now they're backtracking on that a little bit, but not from a standpoint of just alcohol. They're coming from a standpoint of it helping provoke talk, community, people getting along. And they found that community offers longevity benefits. Just talking, just getting together. So now alcohol is allowed, but not from a context of what's in it, but from the fact that it brings people together.
Yes.
So that's kind of the fun side we're talking about,
crazy,
right?
Now that edibles are, coming around more and all the different states that have it, like alcohol isn't even a big thing anymore. Right. People are just loving their gummies, and not even caring about a glass of wine.
It's so true that we've even seen I know you've heard the alcohol industry has seen a substantial decline.
Yes.
The kids in college now are not touching it.
Yeah,
they're doing the edibles, but it's funny, even their dynamics of what they find entertaining is no longer partying. It's actually, there's a good group of them that are like, I'm actually knitting today. And they're making little figurines and taking on different projects.
It's interesting what you were talking about with like the longevity stuff and just like having a community with like even like hugging or touching. I mean, there's so many studies going back to like what makes you feel good and just, touching. It really does kind of calm you down, you know, unless if you're scared of germs.
My daughter is actually very, very low on the autism spectrum. I think she's like entry level or level 1, as they call it, maybe Aspergery, the former word for it. She does not like touching. You do not want to touch my daughter.
Yes. Well, that's good. Does she tell people? Or is she kind of like,
no, she doesn't
distant?
Right now. Her friends know. She kind of keeps away socially from people she doesn't know, so she doesn't want to have to explain herself. But with her friends, she feels okay. But so you have to, before you start touching people in a positive manner, to make them feel good, you might want to be careful, because some folks like her might jump through the roof if you do that. You're like,
that is true. I'm a hugger though naturally, so I always hug people, not even.
It's hard.
Being
It's hard because that's what you're thinking. You're thinking of loving thoughts, right? I am so happy to see you.
Yeah.
So,
but it's good. It's like trying to make sure before you pet someone's dog, you want to ask if it's okay.
If it's okay,
I gotta chill on the way that I always touch people and get excited. But it's so good to have a handshake. But it's just handshakes feel so informal.
They're very formal, right?
Sorry, very informal. There you go.
They feel informal. No, they're too formal.
Exactly.
What are we trying to get at here? They don't feel like a connection, right? They feel like. I think you said the right word.
Yes.
I think you were okay.
Yeah. Well, either way, I wanted to ask you as well, whenever you've been building your business, building your empire, what has been your challenges, again, for the younger generation out there, for women that are wanting to be in business?
My challenges in business is most of them arise with the ability to be flexible. And again, let's go back to endurance sports. What problem is going to arise today? Is someone going to rip off my goggles while I'm swimming? Which has happened. Am I going to get a flat tire? But oops, I don't have a repair set ready to go. How am I getting to the finish line today? And those things have happened in the car environment. So, we've had, before I was even born, my dad, who started the business in 1972, had oil embargoes, which was sales went plummeting. They had a stock market crash in the late 80s. Again, sales plummeting. I've been through 08, 09, when we had the housing bust. And again, sales plummeted. The interesting COVID era where we had no inventory, which we actually ended up doing well profit-wise, but for not having any inventory was really weird. You had to order cars, people had to wait, which was rather difficult because some people's cars were broken down and they needed to get to work. You had first responders who couldn't get there, people who needed to have dialysis, who needed a vehicle to get to dialysis. So many reasons that you need a vehicle, especially in a place like San Antonio. So I think those are the challenges challenges is, okay, how are we handling today's issue? Can we be flexible? Can we think outside the box? Can we work as a team to be able to do that? But as a female, my dad was really great in raising me with one mindset. And in 1972, Hispanics were not, it was actually called Mexicans back then. They didn't call them Hispanics, they called them Mexicans. There were not as many in San Antonio back then. I think the percentage was substantially lower, 30, 40% compared to now it's like 60%.
Oh, wow.
And so he got his first dealership and they asked him, as a Mexican, how did you do it? How did you overcome the barriers to be able to operate the store, be number one right out of the gate, Chevy store in San Antonio? How did you do it? And he goes, well, and he laughs and he says, I didn't know I was Mexican. And the joke there is that, and it's a half joke, he grew up in Mexico.
Yeah.
So he didn't grow up in an environment where the barriers were obvious. He was being told there were barriers or whatever. In Mexico, you grow up as a Mexican, and so everybody's operating the same, and you go on as such, right? There are no barriers to you. So any barrier that came his way was just another thing to go over, go around, or go through, right? And so for me, I joke in the same manner. Well, as a woman in a male-dominated area, how are you doing this? And I'm like, well, I didn't know I was female.
Yeah.
And I joke and I look down, okay, obviously I know I'm female. But if anything was directed at me from a sexist manner, I think it didn't dawn on me at the time. Maybe if I look at it in hindsight, yes. But at the time, it just looked like, oh, I have an issue here. How are we going to do it? We're going to have to go over it, go around it, or go through.
Yes.
And there's a sense of bravery that comes with it, especially if you're young.
Yes.
And the best way to overcome those scary, scary moments is to routinely do other things that scare you that don't affect your work life.
Yes.
I got my pilot's license.
Oh, awesome.
I've done stand-up comedy.
How many hours did you do to become a pilot?
Oh, it took me a long time because I was going to grad school at the same time. So it actually took me 80 hours of flying to get my pilot's license.
That's awesome. Do you still fly today?
I do not.
Okay.
I get sick in the air, and I couldn't overcome the fact that even flying, I would still get nauseous.
Okay.
Yeah. So
but at least you did it.
I did it.
And it's all about going through it.
Listen,
you know?
if something happens on an airline, I might try to give it a go. I'll be like, is there a pilot here? I'll be like, let me see, maybe. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, how do you deal with the younger generations now versus like our age group? And then again, you also, I'm sure you have managers and stuff like that, but it's also kind of creating that unity with being a leader. And being a leader is hard with the different way that people are raised, the different age groups.
Yes.
I know these questions are really hard because I asked myself the questions. I'm like, it is like a struggle every day to kind of have these topics, because I know that our managers and how we, you know, kind of bring people together is always like by sports. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you want people to like who they work with, even though that's not ideal, because you want people to be, you know, effectively, you are with your workers more than you are with your own family.
That's right.
So weird to think about.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And we try our best to push our people, but maintain empathy, which is a very fine line, right? You don't want to let it go too far where it's, you know, come in at noon after you get a massage, or you have to hold them accountable, but it's to their benefit to hold them accountable. It helps them excel to the best of their possibility. And in doing that, you actually help them, if there's opportunities to advance it in your organization, you've been able to push them to that level to where they have the opportunity to advance because they've done so well where they are. But you have to hold them accountable at the same time. But if their pipe busts at home, you have to have empathy to a degree, or sympathy, or one of those, and say, yeah, absolutely, run home, go fix your pipe. I totally understand. So finding the fine line of balance of being able to push people to be the best that they can and hold them accountable, but by still being a human being, and saying, yeah, absolutely, go to your son's t-ball game, is a fine balance. But that's what we like to do at Ancira, to help everybody excel in their positions.
And I know you work with your husband, but do you work with anybody else in your family?
Just my dad.
Okay,
Right?
so he's still around.
So, yeah,
then.
my
And
dad's
you
still around.
You guys are like two peas in a pod.
Yeah, my dad is 82 years old. He asked me at one point, he goes, listen, I need to get out of your way? Am I keeping you from doing something? And I remember I asked him, I said, okay, let's say something happened to you and you're looking down on me from somewhere and you're like, oh, I wish I had taught her this. I wish she had done this. I go, what would that be? And let's get on it right now. And he goes, no, we're good. And I was like, then just stick around.
Yeah, I like that. You're prideful.
Well, he used to say that he has friends that were type A personalities, and when they retired, they went into decline quickly. Their sense of purpose was gone. So do I want my dad to retire? No, I don't want any quick decline. You know,
well, that's actually a huge help because whenever you're the founder or part of the company, I mean, it does make everything easier because they know everything. You know,
so he shows up to work and we run ideas by him. We are now partners. I'm a co-owner with him.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and now, whenever you were a kid, did you ever think that you were going to be taking over the family business?
No, there were so many things I was going to do. I was going to be a ballerina. I was going to be a vet. I was going to be a pediatrician. I was going to run a nonprofit. Who knows? There was so many, everything but car sales.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I worked in the business for 3 years, starting at 16 in accounting. And I was like, this is for the birds. And I went and sold cars at Chili's. I sold cars. I went and worked at Chili's for a year after that because it paid more than my dad did. And then
I always say being a server is like the most aggressive industry that you'll be in. But I love it.
A blast.
It's fun, right?
It was a blast and a half. I had the best time working at Chili's. But really, I was going to end up, and Wall Street was the final direction I wanted to go in my senior year in college. And my senior year was 9/11. And so, I said, Dad, I'm going to get my master's so I look better on paper. How about I sell cars so I know how to sell commodities, stocks, bonds, XYZ.
Yeah.
Sold long story short, because it's pretty good, but long story short, in 3 days, I sold 4 cars and I was done. I was like, I'm not leaving.
I love it. Yeah. That's so cool. So, now, are you hoping that your kids come and
they can do whatever they want?
That's true. It's all about making them just happy, right?
Everything in my life has been very organic, down to where I went to school, the path I took. My kids can do whatever they want. My life's journey has been pretty organic, and I think that's the best way for it to lead. Good, bad, ugly, all the decisions that I made led me to where I am. So their journey is going to probably be the same. My son, get this, wants to be a pastor.
Okay.
He's 16-year-old, wants to be a pastor.
That's amazing.
Let's see where it goes, Danielle.
More younger kids that need to talk about Jesus more. That's the only thing that I'm always about. I'm like, we need to talk about Jesus. What's wrong with talking about Jesus?
I know.
So that's amazing. Congratulations for him.
Well, thank you. I'm very proud of him. So we'll see where it ends up.
I love it. He should do like a little YouTube channel on like talking about the Lord.
Hey, that is not a bad idea, especially coming from a 16-year-old.
Yes.
A 16-year-old male is talking about that's going to be.
And I know we were talking about like low views and a lot of views, and that's like where with the younger generation, like they have a benefit because even if they do it and they're 20 years later, they're going to get a lot of views just by the topic, you know?
I mean, I feel like a little light bulb just went off on my head from your little spark.
Yes. So my son's very different. He has no desire at all to work in the family business. And I'm married to my husband, and we work together in his business, and I would have never thought I wanted to work with my husband or anything, but shit, life gets in the way, and then here we are. So it's fun though. I feel like, there's benefits for it, and then you're all working towards the same goal. But my son's like, heck no. But I love how much you get involved in the community, and I know there's an event coming up.
Yeah, September 26th at Pedrati's. I believe it starts at 6:00. It is the YMCA's 150th anniversary. They didn't have a gala last year. They're not having one next year. This is specifically
for the 150th.
It is just this year. If you want more information, you can go to ymcasatx.org. ymcasatx.org. Or YMCA SATX 150 ultramarathon.org to learn more about the event on September 26th.
I love that. Well,
Thank
they're
you,
going to
Danielle.
be doing more events, and thank you so much for always doing so much for the community and just being so gracious to come on and talk shop with me. And
thank you for having me.
Yes, and we'll be having you on again after the kids get back to school and everything like that, and then we'll talk to you then.
Love it. Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks. Bye, you guys.